Welcome to Norfolk Perspectives. I'm Bob Batcher. In this first segment, I wish I did 30 years ago. I got Sandy Harrington and Emily Chebetar. I had it, Chebetar, from Infant and Toddler Connection of Norfolk. How you all doing?
We're doing great.
Okay, we're going to rewind the clock for me and go back about 30 years to that first 3 years of life. And it's not my life I'm talking about. It was the two girls that my wife and I raised.
Those beautiful girls that didn't come with road maps, did they?
No! It was very confusing, and I had no place to go except for my own childhood and other people's experiences.
Right.
Did I just speak for the people who are watching the show?
I think you probably did. I think we've all of us that have children have wished for that road map, have wished for maybe the crystal ball, or just that manual that says this is the way you're supposed to do it. Because kids are complex. They're difficult.
Yes, and nobody told me that 33 years ago. Because it's going to be, you're going to bring home that little baby and you're going to diaper it, you're going to give it formula or breastfeed, those kind of decisions, and then let it grow up, right?
Well,
if only it were that easy.
Okay, so before I turn over my memories to you, who is Infant and Toddler Connection?
Okay, well, the Infant and Toddler Connection in Norfolk here, we're a program of the local Norfolk Community Services Board, but we're also part of the statewide Infant and Toddler Connection of Virginia. There are 40 Infant and Toddler Connections in Virginia serving every single city across the state, and we're actually part of a larger national program where children who are having difficulty reaching their developmental milestones or who have disabilities like a medical diagnosis, that they can receive services. So this exists everywhere across the United States.
Okay,
so we're the Norfolk version.
Cool. Now, but is it fair to say, I got a new mom at home who's still on maternity leave. Dad's gone back to work. She's tuned on to Norfolk Perspectives. Should I really tell that mom that what she does today will impact the kid 30 years from now?
It's interesting because when we talk to a lot of families, we're talking to them at a point where they might be a little bit scared about their child's development because something isn't quite clicking. And the first question they ask is, did I do something wrong? And I'm going to tell you, no. Delays happen, and we don't know why, but they happen. And they happen to a lot of babies. In fact, 13%, or 1 out of every 9 children. So if you think now about 9 children that you know in your neighborhood, in your church, out of your friends, 9 babies under 3, 1 of them will have a delay that needs our services.
Really? Wow.
It's a really high number.
But now, what do you mean by a delay?
A delay, they're not meeting their milestones on time. Whether it's a delay in walking, or in sitting up or rolling over for the youngest ones, or maybe they're not able to communicate the way that we would expect them to. And Emily's going to talk a little bit about those language milestones because that's what we hear the most from families.
Okay, so Emily, she used a word that hit home with me, that's expect. And how do you build those expectations? Because believe it or not, according to my mother, I didn't talk till I was 2. And it's always followed up with, and he hasn't shut up since.
Right.
So should my kid learn how to talk when she was 2?
Right. We do hear a lot of families who will tell us that, hey, mom or dad didn't start talking until they were 3 or 4, so we don't expect Johnny to talk and that'll be just fine. But we know that children who, by the time that they go to kindergarten, children with a lower vocabulary when they enter kindergarten are at a much higher risk of reading and writing difficulty. And as those children grow up and their peers continue to learn, the gap widens. So we want children to start kindergarten with the absolute best start that they can and a large vocabulary.
So what do you mean by large vocabulary? They shouldn't be sharing a conversation like us now, are they?
By kindergarten, absolutely. By kindergarten, we expect children to at least understand about 5,000 of the most common words in the English language, which if you think about it, that's a lot of words. In order to get there, children should be hearing anywhere between 20 and 30,000 spoken words every day from their families. Unfortunately, television, tablets, doesn't count.
So Barney doesn't count?
Barney doesn't
and Dora
count.
doesn't count?
Barney doesn't count. Dora doesn't count. Little
electronic babysitters.
Right. And that's what they are. They're great babysitters, and they can start to help support the teaching that the parents already do.
I was just having a conversation with a parent today. Said, oh, they're so smart now because they can swoop and they can hit the buttons and that.
Right.
Does that mean they're smart?
Well, what we look for with language is we typically look for something that is functional and that is meaningful for the family in their daily routine. So by the age of 1, we expect a child to be saying mama and dada with meaning so that they can get their parents' attention. By 18 months, we expect children to have at least 20 words in their vocabulary, and some of those words that they can use to tell their parents what they want. It's great to be able to swoop or to be able to label a circle, but the child might not be able to tell their mom that they want some milk. By 24 months, we want to see at least 50 words, if not 100, starting to put some 2-word phrases together, like want more or want juice. And then, of course, by 3, we expect a child to be having a short conversation, using some little sentences to go back and forth with an adult.
There's that infamous argument about baby talk versus adult talk. Any kind of talk, it sounds like.
Any kind of talk is great. Baby talk has its place. Baby talk, or what some people call motherese, is very important because it can help to build that strong relationship back and forth early on in the child's life. And we know that a strong relationship is the foundation for all learning. But then as the child starts to get older, we want to give them real words to use. So when they say wah-wah, you might tell them, yes, water, you want water.
So give proper words to it.
Exactly. Acknowledge their attempt to communicate and then give them the word as we would say it.
Okay, so that I don't repeat it if I ever have grandchildren. I always got into that whole food throwing thing. You know, where the Cheerios headed off the table and I would pick it up, or the pacifier would it, and
So I would give words.
Was that my first training?
Yes, your child did a great job training you. But if they throw it down, oh, it's all done, and then we'd redirect and move on to something else. Kids are really redirectable. Just get their attention doing something else, and don't feed into that more negative behavior. Of course, in the really young babies, they don't have great control of their hands, so that flinging may have not been, I'm going to see how many times Dad's going to pick it up. It may have been, oops, I don't have great hand control.
We're at an end, but if for that parent who is kind of struggling, is there one place they can go?
Yes, if they go to norfolk.gov/infant, that will get them to our website with a ton of information about typical development, developmental red flags, and our phone number to give us a call.
And tell your mother and mother-in-law that site too.
Yes, and all your friends.
There we go. Thanks a lot for kind of giving us a little teaser as to it is okay, but pay attention to your 0 through 3-year-old.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Hey, when we come back, we're going to be talking about fleets, but cars and trucks and tractors, not ships. Stay tuned.